Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Recon's Piece Podcast, episode 31 of the One Piece Awesome Sauce. Man, I'm really excited about this one today because we're going to be talking about some stuff that I really enjoyed, man. From chapters 931 and 934, Oda was on fire. In particular, man, the stuff with Kyoshiro and Komurasaki, it still hits. It still hits. Like, I was going back and rereading the chapters with some soundtracks, and I just love those two chapters so much in 932 and 933, and I can't wait to dive into that awesome sauce, man. And then another one that I really enjoyed in the ending of 934 with Hyogoro as well. And then, of course, 931 was great too. So, yeah, those four chapters of awesome sauce. But, you know, man, as a massive fan of all of that era of Japan, especially thanks to Gintama, honestly, because before then, you know, I had an interest from like an overview type of standpoint. Like, okay, I enjoyed that part of history, of course, but after the affection that I gained through the characters in Gintama, man, I was like, yo, I can't wait to see how Oda handles courtesans, or how he handles the shogun, or how he handles the Oniwa Shu if he ever brings him in. And I'm still waiting for the day he brings in the Shinsengumi and whatnot. So like, I've always been looking forward to seeing how Oda would handle that, and by the heavens, man, he surpassed all expectations, especially when it came to the Oi run, man. When it came to Komurasaki and Kyoshiro and how stuff like that, I loved it. But we'll dive into that here in a sec, man, here in a little bit. But first, before we get into that, I want to talk about something that people continue to ask me about, man. They keep on asking me, what do you think about Volume 92, Volume 92, Volume 92, color schemes, Volume 92, color schemes. And I'm like, I got you. All right, I got you. Now, let me talk about Komurasaki first, because for her, I have nothing but 100% positivity. I love the teal color. I love it. Light green, teal, I'm all for it. I love it, especially with how I know Toei's going to handle that color scheme. Oh, I'm all for it, coach. I'm all for Komurasaki, and maybe even Otoko's as well. You know, I'm still thinking about that one, but for sure, Komurasaki, 100%, I am in there like swimwear. Love that color scheme. Now let's talk about the other, man. Let's talk about our favorite dragon, our GOAT. Not the American dragon, Jake Long. All right, we're talking about our GOAT dragon, Mr. 100 Beast, Emperor Kaido. All right. Now this man, for a long time, I referred to this man as Slifer the Sky Dragon. All right, I really did. And I expected him to have the color scheme that is either red or green because of the color scheme we had seen previously. All right, so I was expecting to see Slifer the Sky Dragon. But this man, Oda, as he always does, he goes Allen Iverson on me. He goes and he takes me. I'm playing him in the post. I mean, he's posting me up, man, like he's Joel Embiid. And then he just goes through, takes the ball, crosses over through his legs, and then proceeds to cross me over again like he's the professor back in An 1. You guys ever watch An 1 back in the day, man, with Hot Sauce, the professor, all those dudes that were beasts, that had insane ball handles? That's what Oda does to me all the time. My ankles are on the floor, man. You know, at this point, the durability of my ankles are negative like 5,000, man. I mean, seriously. Every single time that I'm sitting here and I'm reading One Piece, I feel like my ankles get broken, man. And I was expecting Slifer, and you know what Oda gave me? Oda gave me the blue eyes. But not just any blue eyes. Listen, man. I can't disrespect Kaido like that. I love me some blue eyes. I love it, and I should have expected it with Kaiba. I should have expected it, all right? But I'm not going to disrespect Kaido, because it's not just the Blue Eyes White Dragon. It ain't even the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. You want to know what Kaido is? Do you really want to know what... You want to know what dragon... You want to know which dragon Kaido is, man? Listen, he is a dragon that is above even the Egyptian god monsters. Above Obelisk, above Slifer, and I don't give a flying flag, is even above Ra. Alright? We're talking about the ultimate dragon. We're not talking about the Blue Eyes Ultimate or the Blue Eyes White. You wanna know what Kaido is? Kaido's the Dragon Master Knight. Kaido is the Dragon Master Knight. Why do I say that? Because I cannot disrespect Kaido with just saying it's a three-headed monster. I can't respect my saying he's even a one-headed monster. My man is a three-headed monster with a goat on top. The Blackluster Soldier is my favorite card in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! So Kaido deserves the respect that the Blackluster is the brain and the Blue Eyes White Dragon is the brawn. All right, because listen to me, man. The Blue Eyes Ultimate with the Blackluster Soldier. Are you kidding me? That is Kaido. And that is why I'm 100% behind Kaido being blue. Because it just makes sense. Kaido? Dragon Master Knight? Alright, I'll take it. I'll take it, man. You know what I'm saying? First form Kaido. I'm pretty sure we're going to see second form Kaido. But this for damn sure is hybrid form Kaido. This right here is hybrid. Look at those stars. Look at those stars. Hybrid form Kaido. 5,000 attack, 5,000 defense. Alright, one of these days I'm going to sit down and I'm going to make a Yu-Gi-Oh card for Kaido. I am. One of these days I'm gonna sit down and I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna present it here on the channel, man. One of these days you're gonna see it happen, Coach. But where this all leads to is that I really like his color scheme. After thinking about it for a while, and of course I was one of those people that did think that it was gonna be a red and green color scheme. But nah, man, nah. Oda, once again, like I said, breaking ankles, it's a blue color scheme. But not only is it a blue color scheme, it's a blue dragon, man. And when there's a blue dragon involved, I only think of one. And that is Kaiba's Monsters. So, I'm excited to see how they handle it in the anime, especially with chapters 921, 922, 923, which is when we really see the dragon in action. I'm looking forward to seeing how it is that, you know, he comes out of the sky and gets introduced. And now that we know that he's blue, I have that to look forward to, because for some reason blue just looks better in anime. Maybe it's because they make it shine, or I don't know. I don't know why it is it looks so nice in anime. But one thing I'm also looking forward to is that whenever he first appears, like how whenever you summon a monster in Yu-Gi-Oh, I mean, the sky is, I mean, there's like a tornado in the sky, man. Lightning's coming down. It seems like you're just sacrificing everything to summon this beast. And Kaido comes down, so it's going to be a nice light blue against a black, windy background when he first comes in. So he's going to look really, really beast, especially with how it is. They're probably going to handle the eyes and the scales. It's probably going to look really, really nice. I'm looking forward to seeing who animates that. Then when it comes to chapter 922, with him going around everything and it's actual daylight, I'm looking forward to seeing how we feel about it in chapter 921, where it's up against a black background, which is automatically going to make it look nice. Anything that has like a light color like that up against a very dark, I mean, the background's going to be going insane, because of the simple fact that it's going to be like a storm while this man gets summoned and comes up into like swimwear. So I think our feelings are going to be different when it comes to 921 and 922. Especially with how his initial introduction is so amazing and so, like, meant to be extremely beast and show off the capabilities and the power of this individual. But then in 922, we see the comedic side of Kaido. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it is that they handle that and how we feel about the blue by then. If it's gonna change at all whenever he becomes drunk, like it'll become like a little darker or a little lighter to indicate and show that he's drunk, or will it just have the classic blush marks? We'll see what happens. But aside from that, I really like the cover. Having Kid and Luffy on a cover yelling at each other is always nice. And then, of course, having all of them do the Ha face from chapter 924 is also great as well. But overall, really solid volume cover. And then when it comes to the two things that have been discussed most in the community, which is the color schemes, now that's my thoughts on it, man. It's the Blue Eyes White. It's the Blue Eyes, man. That Dragon Master Knight. Like, I should have known, man. Kaido! That Dragon Master Knight. But anyways, man, let's dive right into this recap and talk about the greatness that has gone down. Wait a minute, nah, man. I can't just dive right into the recap, right? I can't just dive right into the recap. Today, Library of Ohara posted in the latest SBS of Volume 92, apparently, Oda did another one of his the things he's been doing recently in SBSs, where he has like certain older versions of characters. So like, for example, we have like the brothers. We had Luffy, Sabo, and Ace, and what they would look like whenever they're older. And of course, that led to a lot of speculation between us and the community, saying that a lot of these characters might not make it to that age, or we might just not see them at that age, which allows Oda the freedom to design them as he wants right now. But anyways, I really love those three. The Ace one, of course, hurt me because I'm like, man, of course, like, he of all of them will never make it to that age. But the Luffy one was awesome, and like a straight up like Garp and like a little bit of mixture of Garp and Shanks, man. He was looking beast. But today, man, this man Oda brought a picture of a 40 and a 60-year-old Nami. Both troll version and serious version. The trollish version had me dying of laughter. But the serious version, I was like, man, Bellemare would be proud. Bellemare would be proud of her grown daughter, son. Listen to me. Aging like fine wine. I was like, Nami greatness, alright? Nami greatness. And speaking of Nami greatness, let's talk about the last couple chapters of One Piece, man. Listen, we start off chapter 931 with a really nice cover page with Nami and Zeus with the trollish frogs on there. Shout out to the Pepe frogs, man. I'll take them at any time, any place. The Pepe frogs, or just frogs in general, we'll take them, coach. We'll take them. They always look nice, especially when in a... When it's drawn like this. Oda likes drawing his frogs, or honestly, most of his animals in a sort of like Disney-esque aesthetic. So I enjoy that because I enjoy the Disney aesthetic. But man, shout out to chapter 931, you know, coming off of that break that we did whenever Sanji originally pulled out the raid suit. And we're all really excited, and especially for me, man, that I've been hyping up page 1, bro. Y'all know me, man. I've been hyping the flag Nars on a page 1? Are you kidding me? My boy Sanji said page 1. We already on page 16, boy. Like, come on, man. Don't try Sanji. Don't try Sanji, especially not when he's Stealth Black. But man, Stealth Black just looks so cool. The fact that it is his dream ability, but it's given to him. And like, he has to swallow his pride to use this ability, right? And I first of all, that initial concept is so cool to me. Because like Sanji realizes that he's up against an emperor and he can't put any stupid things like this and what just happened with him and his family in the way of a potential disaster at the hands of an emperor. Because he remembers and he knows what happens back in Sabaody. He can't take these things lightly anymore. He does not want to get separated from his crew. Especially with what just happened in Whole Cake. He knows the power of an emperor because he witnessed Big Mom. So he's saying with Kaido, like I just can't not take this dude seriously if he's in the same class and tier as Big Mom, you know what I'm saying? So I respected that, in which he swallowed his pride and proceeded to bring it out. And even then, even with swallowing his pride, he was still making up excuses because it's just classic Sanji. And classic character in that situation, saying, you know, screw that. And then he goes to the Sentai transformation. He looks so cool. I love the design of Stealth Black, man. It looks so beast. And I'm looking forward to whenever that gets added into like Treasure Cruise or into one of the video games, because that's going to be really, really nice to play as. It's a faster version of Sanji being able to turn invisible. I mean, that's going to be really, really nice. But regardless, you know, just having that callback to his original dream of wanting the clear fruit, and then of course having the having this ability, which, I mean, he didn't even want it, and the fact that he got it and it came with this dream ability of his, to me, I just found to be absolutely hilarious. And what do you wanted to do with it in the first place? Like, that's just classic Sanji. But one thing that really made me think while I was going back and rereading this is, how is Sanji going to react to Shiryu having the clear fruit? Because I'm going to assume that he's going to see this by the end of Wano, because I strongly do believe that Shiryu of the Rain and Katarina Devon and possibly even Blackbeard himself and a couple other individuals will show up in Wano. I'm 100% believing in that, especially with how Oda has shown the transformation capabilities of Katarina Devon, and then now the invisibility fruit with Shiryu. I mean, it's a perfect way to come in and invade a place like this with no one seeing it coming. Like, it'll just come straight up out of the blue. You'll hear a zeh, or an ah-da-da, and it'll just be wild, and the whole community marking out. I know I'll mark out. But anyways, you know, going back to just Sanji's reaction to seeing Shiryu have the clear fruit, because we know that he'll immediately think of Absalom, because Absalom is his worst enemy at this point, you know, or that it was, because he had the clear fruit. So just knowing that now another person has that fruit, and this person's in Blackbeard's crew, not only that, but Shiryu's a swordsman. And we know how Sanji already has his beef with Zoro, and that's like a natural rivalry that they have together. I do wonder how Oda's going to play around with that, because now this man has the fruit that Sanji wants, and that's not actually going to make him Sanji's enemy, but we've always thought that Shiryu was going to be Zoro's enemy. But the thing is that Oda could play this all on top of his head. But at the same time, I don't know, man, because Shiryu's a swordsman. Like, he is a master swordsman. At least that's the way I've always taken him to be. And so I always expected him to be, of course, Zoro's enemy by the end of the series. The one that he would take on in that one-on-one battle at the end. But the thing is with the way Oda has been breaking ankles lately, man, it would not surprise me if it was actually Shiryu that was facing Sanji. And then Zoro fought whoever it is in Blackbeard's crew that's going to take Jozu's fruit, the Diamond fruit. And then that's how Zoro takes control and takes the Diamond fruit for himself. And it's not that he's fighting someone that's another swordsman. It's that this time he actually has to cut Diamond in order to do it. So it just, whenever I thought about it that way, it brought up a whole completely different perspective on what could happen end of series, or whenever we get to the Blackbeard fight, which once again I'm going to assume is going to be during Raftel. But I don't know. Like, I'm no longer seeing it 100% it's going to be Shiryu versus Zoro. Now I have like a little bit of stuff in the back of my head saying, okay, it could go either way. It could go either way now, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Anyways, Stealth Black is really, really cool. Law, thinking back to the fact that he was a regular reader back in North Blue, was really, really cool. It just makes, once again, the One Piece world seem so alive and so huge that this character that we met randomly and Sabaori also read the comic and knows a lot about it. He knows about all the characters. He saw them as villains. He hated them the same way Sanji does. But it was just so cool to see that entire concept being brought to life and seeing it from another character's eyes, that the Germa really were popular, especially in North Blue. And that was so cool, man. And just every time we get like comedic Law is always good, because comedy Law is always funny. It's always funny because he's not a comedic character. So whenever he spews out the comedy, it's always funny. It's just and naturally works. It's the same thing with like One Piece and Gintama, for example. When it comes to these two series, like, I'm not supposed to take them seriously based on their art style, but because I'm not supposed to take it seriously, I do take it seriously. It's like that opposites effect. And like when certain moments are not meant to cry at, I'm bawling like a baby, man. I'm bawling like a baby. So I mean, that's just the way that it works. But anyways, we cut back from there after we see a little bit of a scuffle between Page One and Sanji, in which we of course saw the end result of that. But we switch over to something that I just loved so much, man. The highlight of this chapter, as much as I enjoyed Stealth Black, and as much as I enjoyed the Big Mom Who Am I situation, which I'm still thinking about so many different possibilities. I've discussed this with so many different people, and I'm looking forward to discussing this whenever we do a live Recon speaks with everybody in the comments, because so many different things can come from Big Mom having amnesia. Now especially since she's freaking heading to Udon now. Like, how is she going to get her memory back? How long will she go without her memory? What happens whenever she meets up with Kaido again? What happens in Onigashima? Like, what happens whenever her crew sees her again? Like, it's going to... So many different questions. And then, but anyways, we'll get to that in a sec. But talking about Robin and the Oniwaban shoe, man. Just seeing Oda's version of the Oniwaban shoe, enough had me marking out. But son, when you have a character with as awesome of a design as Tent Head, and y'all know who I'm talking about. Don't lie to me and tell me you know what I'm talking about, man. Let me pull up the page right now. Let me pull up the page right now for Tent Head Sama. Don't tell me you logged me out. No, I didn't. Look at Tent Head Sama right here, man. Come on, coach. Why does it keep getting stuck on this page? Come on, man. Don't get stuck on me. Loading. Alright. Let's try this again. Yeah, it won't load past that page. So let me go to a different chapter and then load that chapter. Then go back to 931. And then let's see how this works. Let's take it to this page. I wonder why it refuses to load. There we go. Alright, now while that loads... But yeah, man, Tent Head Sama. Tent Head Sama, listen to me. That character's look at Ten, yo, right here in the corner. Look at Ten. Alright? Listen, man, by far my favorite design in Wano. Ten. Look at that hair. When your hair is the design of a tent, is the design of a roof of a house. I don't care if that's a wig or not. I don't care if that's all natural. I don't care if you grew that. It don't matter to me. The fact that your hairstyle is a tent, or is at the very least the outside of a house, I don't care. Best design in Wano so far, period. Period, man. Period. And then we have a couple other really awesome designs, a couple really classic ninja designs looking really cool. We have a Big Hero 6 up here. We've got the ones right here to the left looking really nice and cool with the shamisen, and the one right here in the bottom looking like a trollish version of Wario, and the one on the top left looking really beast, and Gladius, just Orochimaru version over here on the right. Is really, really nice designs, and I really enjoyed it. And then we have long forehead here with a Fukurokuju. And I just love, first of all, just having the Oniwaban shoe in One Piece is so cool. Oda's version of the Oniwaban shoe. And then they end up looking this cool, man. I was like, alright. Wait, I'm good, man. And then, of course, we get to see what I was talking about earlier with Big Mom and the Who Am I twist, which is so insane to me, man. Like, that was the last thing that I was expecting when it came to Big Mom and her role in Wano. Like, when I saw King blast away Big Mom, this was the last thing I was expecting. Was Big Mom having amnesia. And Big Mom losing her memories. Because now it just opens up so many different possibilities on what's going to happen in the future. What's going to happen in Onigashima. How is she going to get her memories back? Will she get her memories back by the time the battle's over? Will it take something huge in order for her to... in order for these memories to but the thing is that if her memories do come back, will it be a Mother Caramel situation in the wedding to where she just loses her mind and starts going ham? Like, she starts shrieking, and that'll be a moment of weakness for Big Mom. In which case, it's a massive window of opportunity for somebody else to come in there and assassinate her. For reals this time, though. I don't know, man. I don't know. But we'll see. It's going to be interesting to see how Oda handles that entire Big Mom situation. And once again, I'm looking forward to discussing that in full whenever we do a live Recon space, because I'm looking forward to seeing what all of you and all of your theories on what's going to happen with the Big Mom situation, because it's so fascinating, man. So fascinating. But anyways, and I have this chapter up because I want to go through this page by page. This one in 933. Because I just loved Oda's panel structure in both of these chapters, man. I'm not necessarily going to go through page by page, but the pages I want to talk about, I want to go in depth on. So I'm going to chapter 932 now, the Shogun and the Oidan, man. And what better way to start off a chapter than with Caesar Clown and the Straw Hats? I mean, you see, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see 5 goats surrounding Caesar Clown, man. I mean, like I said in the reaction, you can make that whichever goats you wanted to make, but all I know for sure is that Caesar is surrounded by the Straw Hats, and they're on an adventure, as they should. As they should. Goats eating letters, man. So this chapter starts off with a gorgeous just panels. First page right here. We start off with an outer view of the Shogun's castle with the giraffe tree, and then we go inside to seeing Komurasaki playing the shamisen and with the mask on. And I saw a lot of your comments saying that the reason why Komurasaki could have this mask on whenever she plays is because whenever she plays, there could be tears coming out of her eyes. Like, I could totally see that's such a One Piece-like thing to have. Whenever we actually get to see Komurasaki's, like, who she truly is and the past, like, that would be so great to have Komurasaki, this song be so important to her that she dons the mask and you see the tears rolling down because of the importance to just the overall culture of Wano, and because it takes her back to, or at least because it brings both good and bad vibes. The fact that, you know, or pops. I mean, if assuming that Komurasaki is Hiyori, but just staying on that thing where if Komurasaki is Hiyori, and let's just say Odin is the pops, and then we have everything that went down in the past, and the fact that she's been alone for all these years but knows the true history and what went down there, with Kaido going and invading and Orochi and all that stuff. So just her playing this music in order to get over that, or to pay homage to that. And even if she's not Hiyori, and let's just say that Komurasaki is somebody else, but it's related to the entire plot, it wouldn't matter anyway, because regardless of whether it's Hiyori or not, or Komurasaki is somebody else that's completely related to the situation, if someone was around back then and they were close to Odin, or they were close to the entire family or to the entire situation, then naturally I think it's just gonna fit. And from the moment that we saw Wano start off with chapter 909 in particular, with the very first page of Wano showcasing her playing the shamisen, it just automatically made you say, this character is gonna be mad important if it is a character. And lo and behold, it is a character, and it's Komurasaki. So I was really, really happy to get confirmation on that, and to see Komurasaki was in fact a shamisen player. And now it just once again makes me even more interested on seeing who she truly is and her role from here on out, because obviously it's going to be a big one. It's going to be an important one, a very, very important one. So I can't wait, because I know and soon we're going to have that entire funeral situation, but we'll talk about that whenever we get to 934. Anyways, continuing off this chapter, obviously this is a song that people really love, because they and I can't wait to see what song they're going to use for this in the anime. I can already see them using a brand new soundtrack for Wano, based on the fact that there's going to be a new movie coming out later on this year. And usually when a new movie comes out, we get new OSTs. So in the new OSTs, I can assume that one of them is going to be dedicated right here to this Wano piece, to where the one that Komurasaki is going to be playing, which is also going to be the very same song that's probably going to be playing whenever Wano starts off in chapter 909, and the same one that ends it off in chapter 924, unless they're different songs. But regardless, I'm looking forward to seeing how that sounds, because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a very, very nice piece. But, and it says right here, I wonder why whenever she plays that song, she always puts that mask on. And it's just, what y'all were saying in the comments, it just makes so much sense. Like the fact that she could be crying while playing that song, man, that would have so much emotional weight behind it, and I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. So we continue on, we see some Robin greatness, completely escaping the Oniwawa and Shu, goes Senbon Zaku to Kageyoshi, gets away from there. It was so cool to just have an entire a section of the chapter dedicated to Robin and her adventures here. Going in, and of course, this man Brook, bro. Before we get to Brook, we see Shinobu and Nami, and we also kick back to Brook, and then we see Robin's, and I love this line right here, the best place for a leaf to hide is in the forest. There's no escaping now, like basically saying that, you know, the best place for me to hide is within the enemy troops themselves. You know, like what better way? I better just stick here and relax, especially since the Shogun considers her to just be another one of these individuals. So it's like, why not try to stake out here and stake it out. So we kick back, we see Komurasaki right here, and then I love this panel right here, bro, with Robin. Like, in order to avoid being seen by the Oniwawa and Shu, she takes her mask, puts it onto the side, and just holds it. I mean, just the way she does it so gracefully, I'm like, that is so Robin. That is so Robin, man. So Robin. Kyoshiro greatness, and then we have freaking Orochi talking about the ghosts, and how once again they just the entire plot with Odin, and how, you know, the Akazaya 9 and those men with their red scabbards. Can't wait to see more on them, man. I really can't wait for Odin's flashback. Odin's flashback's gonna be so sick. But on the fact that they have returned to Wano for 20 years, and you're basically saying everything that is factual, but nobody believes them, because, you know, who would believe somebody like that in a situation like this, to where we haven't heard from these people in over 20 years? I mean, especially in a time where time travel is, I mean, if we as readers could not believe that time travel existed in One Piece, then what about the individuals in the series itself? You know what I'm saying, man? So, but I love Kyoshiro's response right here, where he says, if Foxfire came in, one of the Akazaya samurai should appear, I for one would welcome it. I would enjoy the chance to show you my skill with the blade. I love me some Kyoshiro, bro. And then of course, freaking the Shogun Orochi. He responds with, "Odin died right before my eyes, but his son Momonosuke still lives. The boy's body was never found." And we're gonna see Robin and Hiyori's. I freaking keep calling her Hiyori. Komurasaki. We don't know if she's Hiyori yet. Komurasaki's reactions to that certain statement, and then the fact that the blood of the Kozuki clan has not yet died out, and they seek to return the Kozuki name to power, and no doubt they plan to take down Kaido as well. And we switch over, we see Otoko laughing, and I was wondering where the entire Otoko plot would go, and of course it led to this right here. And then we have Komurasaki stepping up and saying, stop this, she's but a child. And he doesn't listen, of course. He goes, I mean, yo, this man Orochi really has a short temper for this man to go strike down a child, man. I mean, he is going in, I mean, he's hitting tables, but my girl Komurasaki said, screw all of that. I mean, he slaps the flagnards out of him. And then we get one of the coolest panels in the arc so far. I refuse, I do not grovel before anyone. It's such a nice panel, yo. Such a nice panel, man. It's like, apologize, Komurasaki. Get on your knees and grind your forehead into the floor. Like, you know who just hit? Like, I don't care. I do not grovel before anyone. Komurasaki, son. Greatness. When I know that I'm in the right, I don't need to give an inch. Komurasaki was actually considering making you the wife of the Shogun. And then right here, I love this double spread. I love it so much, man. If you would prefer a weak woman, then strike me down right now. I am the daughter of a samurai. I will not disgrace myself. Greatness. Do not speak to me of a warrior's ways, you glorified harlot. Komurasaki, we are in the palace Shogun. And we see Robin going away with Otoko. And then we have Oniwa Shu coming up behind her. And then my man Kyoshi's about to bring out the blade, bro. I love just this entire sequence right here, man. The build-up, how everything was handled. Starting off the chapter with Komurasaki playing the shamisen, and everyone's saying, man, what a beautiful song. And I know that part in the anime is probably going to be way longer. And then directly after that, we switch over to Robin and what she's currently going through with the Oniwa Shu, escaping them using her ability. That was so cool. Using the Senbon Zakura to her advantage. And then of course we run back to Orochi and we see all this greatness that went down right here. But it all goes back to Odin. It all goes back to that story, man. And it's going to be incredible because once we actually know the story for sure, because we did get a summary of what happened back then. But the fact that there's still so much that we don't know. Oh, man, dude. I know it's going to hit home. It's going to be like freaking Nolan and Kagara's flashback, where we knew we knew the end result. But it didn't change the fact that it was still emotional, man. We didn't change the fact that I really cared about those characters by the time it ended, That's how Odin's flashback's about to be, man. And I really, really can't wait. But this chapter right here really made me just love Komurasaki's character. And then the next chapter after that amplified that tenfold. So let's talk about chapter 933. I mean, cover page. NL. When you have NL in a cover page, you know what chapter's gonna be fire. You know what chapter's gonna be fire when you have NL in the color page, man. In the cover. For the first time in years. Years, dog. Let me just go through this chapter, man. 933, son. Yo, Orochi's mad. I mean, he is saying, I'm gonna bite you. I'm gonna take your body and put it in between my jaws. Like, relax, Orochi, relax. And perhaps I'll show lessen your sentence. Komurasaki doesn't budge a single. I mean, yo, not even a single. None. Not a blink. Not a flinch. Komurasaki with a resolve. Yo, I will not beg for my life. And then eventually he does come down and he bites her. I mean, he takes her. I mean, there's just a whole bunch of ruckus. We even get the classic cartoon, the classic cartoon panels with like the house shaking as like the characters being taken from like side to side, and we see that Orochi is real deal. I mean, pretty much breaking Komurasaki's insiders right here. And you're like, man, dog. Like, he's gonna take care of business right now. And then we have the Oniwa Shu show up, trying to take care of the intruder. I mean, stuff is just going down, man. Robin is trying to get out of there, but she runs into the only weapon shoe, and then we have the ghostly yokai, as they call it in Brook. Brook shows up for some awesome sauce, man. And he even knocks out Otoko, because Otoko was asking too many questions, and then now Otoko's knocked out as well. And then we have even Robin going hand with a Gigantesco Mano. I mean, I love the succession of these panels, man. It just, you could feel, I mean, even rereading it, you just feel the tension in the panels, man. I'll never forget when I first read this, bro. I was sweating. I mean, just the tension between each panel, how it perfectly correlates into the following page, and it's just, it's comic genius, man. It's comic, and it's so hard to pull off, guys. Like I've worked on a comic before, and I'm currently still working on a comic. I don't draw, and I've never even written, but I am an editor for a comic, man, and I know the amount of work that goes into it, and I know the amount of work that goes into panel structure in particular, right, and how important that is to the overall product, so that you can become immersed into something that is happening on the page. And what we're seeing right here in Wano, specifically in this chapter right here, with chapter 933, is Oda taking 20 years of expertise and giving you a chapter like this, man. I mean, it makes me, I love it. I love it, man. I love it. Is that, what should we do, Shinobu? Now both Robin and Brook are in trouble. I suppose there's no use to hiding anymore. And then we have a little bit of an insight into, well, first we get to see Big Hero 6, a ninja, which his name is Hanzo. But we get to see what possibly Shinobu could have looked like back in the day during Oden's times. And I'm going to stick with that. That Shinobu looked like that back in the day, 20 years ago in Oden's time. I'm going to stick with that, man. I'm going to stick with it. But anyways, we have the Ninpo Ball Crusher, which still to this day, we gotta relax, Shinobu. We gotta relax. We've gotta relax. And then that entire plot right there with Hanzo leads to her using Rock Garden for them to bring down the roof, literally on top of Orochi. Orochi finally lets go of Komurasaki. And then we have, quite honestly, man, some of my favorite back-to-back-to-back pages in Wano so far. I mean, this stuff right here, like I said, man, even when we're reading, you're so caught up in the moment, man. The way these panels are structured just causes so much immersion, man. Yo, Nami is showing up right there, and then we have everybody's like, oh man, who in the Flying Flag Nerds are they? Who are those Kunoichi? And we have Brooke saying, oh, like now everybody's here together. But right in front of Komurasaki, who was just let go by Orochi, is Kyoshiro. And we get the legendary classic samurai freaking panel, man, with slowly but surely whooping out the blade as he starts talking. He brings the blade to his face. You've really made a mess of things, Komurasaki. Are you ready? I am. And I'm just like, yo. We turn the page. We're going to see a glorious, glorious page, man, of reactions to what is happening at this moment in time. Kyoshiro's facial expression, Komurasaki accepting her fate, and at the bottom of the page, we see Komurasaki getting cut in the classic samurai style of them popping up behind the individual they're cutting, and seeing the cut right afterwards, man. And it is such, for me, it was, and I remember seeing this back whenever I first read the chapter, but even more so now. Do you know how important it is to have a page laid out like this? You know, getting and seeing and seeing, once again, I'm just gonna go back because I appreciate this so much. We see Kyoshiro right in front of Komurasaki. We barely see each of their faces. We had a close-up to both of their faces with Kyoshiro asking him, are you sure you're ready? And Komurasaki smiling, saying, I am. In the following page, we get to see Kyoshiro not smiling, and actually with a vein popping out, looking like he's stressed about to do this, and like serious. And then we get to see Komurasaki accepting that very same fate. The cut happens. We go to the following page. We see the reactions to everybody to this moment. We see Komurasaki with blood coming down her face. We see Shinobu and Nami and Brook and Robin and Orochi all shook. But then we see the sadistic and sick smile from Kyoshiro, man. I mean, seriously, some of the most awesome back-to-back-to-back panels. It's just so cool, man. So cool. And then the reaction to everybody. The organ's been slashed. One blow straight through Lady Komurasaki. I mean, you could just feel the tension, man. So good. So good, man. Comic genius. And then Kyoshiro doing it. And we get to see another close-up to both of them. And the most beautiful one in Wano, what a shame. And Orochi's mad at Kyoshiro, but Kyoshiro says, listen, I gave Komurasaki warriors mercy. Any who dare defy the shogun are to be judged guilty. The law is ironclad. And just like I said when I first read the chapter, I'm going to say it again now. Because we see at the bottom of the page where they ask, like, was he just showing a sign of his loyalty? Like, would Kyoshiro truly go that far? And we get to see the emblem of the alliance that was made back then for Odin and his squad. So, listen, man, I really, really want to know. Because if this is a shoot, and Kyoshiro actually did go through and cut her, because even though I still don't think she's dead, but if Kyoshiro actually did still go through the process of cutting her, and he truly does believe what he said, then I want to know the resolve behind that. Like, I want to know the backstory behind that resolve for both of these characters. Because if Komurasaki is not Hiyori, because if she's Hiyori, then of course I can't wait to see her story and how she got from when we last saw her as a child up until this point in time. Like, of course I can't wait to see that story. But if she's not Hiyori, that to me is just as, if not even more fascinating. Because now, you're just like, why in the flying Flagnars does she have this much resolve for this situation, for this story, for what's going on? Like, why is her resolve that strong? And same thing with Kyoshiro. Like, listen, man, you need to have some Akainu level resolve for what he just did. At all costs, any who defied the Shogun, and just makes you think, it's like, what happened in the past that made him get this resolve? And then if it's not a shoot, and it's a work on both Komurasaki and Kyoshiro's behalf, then it's even more interesting. Because going to the lengths of faking Komurasaki's death, and Kyoshiro doing this in order for Orochi and everybody else to see, just for it to be faked out in the end, for it to be a work and for it to be a show for everybody, that takes even more resolve than just cutting her to go through a plan like that. And I just the main thing, no matter how it is that this goes down, whether it was a shoot or it was a work, you have to respect both of their resolves. You have to respect the resolve of Kyoshiro and Komurasaki. And not only that, but it just makes you want to, at least for me, it just makes me want to know so much more about the past. It makes me want to see Odin's flashback so bad, because I know that after we see Odin's flashback, we're going to inevitably see the growth of Komurasaki, or how Komurasaki was involved in that whole thing, or even back to what happened back then that possibly led to Kyoshiro having this resolve. And you just want to see their story so bad, man. You want to know why it is that they have this determination. I mean, Komurasaki was ready to die. And even if she was just acting, whatever the case may be, there's acting or not, it takes resolve to do that. And same thing with Kyoshiro, man. And I just want to know why it is they have that. Why it is, man. I mean, brilliant stuff by Oda here. I love this entire story. This from 932 to 933, just the tension and the build up and everything that was going down right here in this particular portion when in the Shogun's castle, as all this is going down. I mean, during the banquet, it's genius to me, man. I loved it. It surpassed all expectations that I had for what I originally had in mind for what was going to go down during the banquet. Because I was just thinking back to Gintama and thinking how certain stuff went down there. But this right here, instead of utilizing the Straw Hats and utilizing them in order to save somebody, or utilizing them in order to get their clout up in Wano, Oda broke my ankles, because I thought the Straw Hats were going to be the ones that took care of business. Even though they kind of did, with Nami doing it later on, and with Robin going down and grabbing Otoko, and also going through her things. But the main gist of all of this was Komurasaki and Kyoshiro. And what happened right there. And I did not expect that. I expected them to be a part of it, and I expected both of them to have a major role in it, but I still expected the Straw Hats to be the main thing we'd be getting out of this entire situation. And that's not what happened. Now I'm questioning other things, man. And to me, that's huge. To me, that is very, very huge, man. But anyways, getting off of this, because I've been on this for a while. And I just can't help it. I really, really love this entire portion, man. It was so good. So we get to see Orochi once again looking down and seeing Komurasaki's body right there on the floor. And he gets even angrier and goes straight up to Otoko, Nami brings out Zeus, and I was so hyped, man, because I was like, yo, Nami awesome sauce. So not only do we get some Robin greatness, we got some Nami greatness, and some Brook greatness too. Trollish Brook greatness. And the fact that everybody's running away still from Brook is hilarious to me. The Oniwabanshu, the group right under the Shogun, is still extremely scared of Brook just because he's a freaking ghost, man. It's just classic Oda comedy. So we get to see this extremely bright light and the nice shading that Oda always does for a massive explosion like this. And we see Nami hit a Ninpo lightning blast. I mean, straight up with the power of a Kirin. I mean, just lightning dragon, Kazaa, just Nami awesome sauce. This is why we have Zeus. This is why Oda gave Nami this power up before Wano, because I knew for a fact she was gonna need it. And it was really cool for me because now that we know that Nami's already utilizing Zeus to these capabilities, I cannot wait to see how Nami's gonna utilize Zeus when it comes to Onigashima, because she can do some damage. I don't care who you are. You take a lightning blast from Zeus, you're gonna be taking damage. You're gonna be taking damage, man. So that was some awesome stuff right there, and just seeing Nami putting in work right there to end all that off was fantastic, man. To land the blow on Orochi, that was so cool. But now that we're officially done with that entire portion, I gotta say, man, I think that from back to back to back to back, once again, that is like in my top 5 per se of favorite stretches of moments in Wano so far. I love that stuff right there, man. With Komurasaki and Kyoshiro, and just that entire banquet, sequence right there. It was just, there was, that's just Oda once again utilizing and showing his how it is that he is able to show the tension through his comic. And that's something I have a lot of respect for when it comes to Araki and Urasawa, but I feel like I don't show enough appreciation when it comes to Oda and how he utilizes tension as well. Because in certain moments and situations like that, man, I mean, you're sweating while reading those panels, man. You're sweating. He's done that multiple times in this arc. I mean, he does that a lot in the series in general, because you need it as a story, you need that in your story in general just to get immersed. It's tension. But in this arc so far, there's been so many different moments, man, where I'm going through the pages, I'm like, God, man, I'm sweating, Another one of those moments right there, man. Great stuff, great stuff. And then, of course, we see Big Mom is heading to Udon, which is where, of course, Luffy and we thought Kid were, man. So, obviously, I love chapter 933. Obviously, I did, man. So, let's go and talk about 934 with Hyogoro the Flower. I did not expect Hyogoro the Flower to be that old guy. I mean, we knew Old Man Hyo was going to be important, because usually that's how it works. Whenever a character gets that much spotlight on them, they usually end up being important later on down, especially in One Piece. But I didn't expect him to be that, like a head Yakuza from back in the day, like he was Kazuma Kiryu in his prime or something. But this entire first portion right here was really cool, with possible foreshadowing to the future. I saw some of you saying in the comments that this could possibly be foreshadowing to Big Mom actually being taken out, and then Katakuri and or Perospero having to take over as the head leaders of the Charlotte family afterwards, and of Big Mom's pirates from here on out, if Big Mom does in fact get taken out here in this arc. So that was very interesting. For whenever I saw some of you posting those comments in the comment section, I was like, man, that is extremely true. Like, that is something that like if we look back on this one day, if Big Mom truly does go down very soon, we could look back on this part right here saying, man, like he already knew, but I really love Smoothie's line right here, as one of like the eldest and somebody who you can tell, just like Katakuri, has that resolve to protect Big Mom. Says that she will come back alive, and only adult measured by average standards. And I feel like Katakuri was something very similar to that, and it was cool that Smoothie had her line to say that. But anyways, going back into the chapter, we get to see more from the Tengu and Tama. That was really nice as well, and some more from Big Mom. Now she's looking like right here as well, having the Otose haircut with Napoleon, looking really cool, really comedic moments. We get to see the map for the first time, and I was really happy about this because and I saw some of your comments saying that it's possible that Wano could be on the back of a turtle. It could be like the turtle shell, or the back of the turtle could in fact be Wano. Like, so Wano is a slow moving turtle, and then the back of the shell is where all these islands are. Hell, man. Zoe exists. If Wano's a turtle, I would not doubt it, Coach. I would not doubt it. So I thought that was a very fascinating theory that I saw y'all put down in the comments. But it was great for Oda to give us this because with Wano being such a massive area, I wanted to know where certain things were in comparison and in correlation to the other places, you know, east, north, south, and west. Man, I wanted to know where everything was, and I'm so glad that we got a little Oda map here, and we got to see where Onigashima is, because after we saw Onigashima, I was really curious in finding out where in the world this place actually is here within the realms of the One Piece world. But in fact, Onigashima, because I want to know if it was a part of Wano or if it was outside of Wano, you know. So, and we got confirmation it's actually a part and inside of the overall Wano country. So that was really nice. And we, of course, we got to see this other part right here, which I also saw some of your theories in the comments section talking about how this could be a correlation to Zoro and possibly a past with either Koshiro, with him possibly having his ties back to Wano, or maybe just Zoro himself having certain ties to Wano, which I'm very curious on where Oda's going to take this, because he specified that Zoro was the one that taught him how to use it, this Snatch shout. And then, I mean, yo, Kiku straight up out here like, yo, man, listen to me. You can't say stuff like that. Like, you cannot say that. That is not meant for you to use, Momonosuke. And then she doesn't even specify, it simply isn't. Like, it's one that I forbid you to use. And it's apparently something that was once practiced among the older sayings of Curry. So I'm interested. I wonder if Ryuma said that. If Ryuma was one of the people that used to say that whole snatch thing. But anyways, I'm looking forward to seeing where this leads to as a plot point. And then we get to go back right here, and we get some really awesome... Well, first of all, we get to see the confirmation with Hyogoro. He was actually the greatest Yakuza boss in all of Wano back in the day. And then we get to see a classic and awesome Robin comedy moment right here with the fact that she was only able to gather this information when in actuality, like, she did so much, but the one thing she didn't get was the damn poneglyph, and that's why she's so depressed and sad. It's like, yeah, man, I'm gonna put myself over, but I didn't get the job done. So, or at least she didn't get her job done. She got the job done, just not her job done. But we actually do get to find out that there's a poneglyph down in the basement of Wano. But not only that, that the road poneglyph is going to be in Onigashima. So there is a regular historical poneglyph in the basement of Wano, and then the road poneglyph is in Onigashima. So that was huge, and I can't wait to see what this historical poneglyph is going to have whenever we eventually do come back to, well, at least this is my assumption, that whenever Wano does finish and we come back to this historical poneglyph, I think that historical poneglyph is going to have to do with the original, like, the history with the Kozuki family and the origins, because by God, this could be the very first poneglyph, all right? This poneglyph that we might find here in Wano, I mean, we know it's going to have something to do with the Kozuki family, and they were the ones that created the poneglyph, so this is going to have some massive information. What this historical poneglyph has in the basement of Wano is going to be huge. I cannot wait to see what it has, man. I cannot wait. Just when Robin is reading that in post-Wano, I'm going to have chills. I'm going to have chills, man. Void Century, Kozuki family, it's going to be massive info for that entire thing. And I can't wait for it. I can't wait for it, man. It's going to be great. So whenever we do come back to that basement, which is inevitable at this point, and in post-Wano, it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see what that historical poneglyph has, and how it is, or not how, but what it is we're going to learn from it about the history of One Piece. And then, of course, we... oh, one more thing. Whenever Brooks says, anyway, off to see about that bath, except for you stand out. I do think that Robin and Nami are about to have, and Shinobu probably are going to have different clothes next time that we see them. Then we get to see that Sanji actually did win his battle against Page 1 and went ham into, like, swimwear. And then we get to see the Kid has broken out, man. Now, this was huge. This right here was huge to me, man. You know, when I first read that, it hurt because I didn't want them to be separated so early. I didn't want Kid and Luffy to be separated because I enjoy their interactions so much. I wanted them to be together for as long as possible. And I wanted to get some more Kid and Luffy moments and Kaido fell down. But, man, dude, just the simple fact that now Kid is off doing something that we have no idea of. It could be an overall plan with other supernovas to take him in from the inside out on Onigashima, or it may appear as if he's escaped, but he's just gotten outside of the eye of everyone that's there, and he's still like around the area, just waiting for the perfect moment, and him and Luffy have a plan together. Which is kind of hard for me to believe because Luffy never follows on any plans. He just does whatever the Flying Flatirons he wants. But if he actually does deliver on this plan, that'll be crazy as well. So it could be a couple different things, man. It could be Kid by himself going out to, and he escaped and is currently onto something on his own. But I think aside from what he's doing, I want to know what it is that caused him to say, this is the time. The time is now for me to leave and escape and do what I need to do. Like, what brought up that opportunity? Was it, because he still has the cuffs on, like, was there this opening? Was there a distraction? Like, how is it they allowed it? And why is it the Kid chose that opportunity in that situation to do it? I want to know, man. I really, really want to know. But, we're going to see the Alpaca Man, and they're going ham on Luffy. We're going to see more from Hyogo to the Flower. And it just makes you so mad just seeing them treat this poor old man like this, bro. And I can't wait to see Hyogo and Odin's flashback and seeing how it is that he was back in those times, because he even delivers this line right here. Go on and kill me, because meeting him took me back to the old days, talking about Luffy. It's been a long time since Hyogo to the Flower felt so fulfilled in belly and spirit. This is the land of samurai. There were many of them once. And the fact that Luffy has the spirit of a samurai, man, it brings a smile to your face. So then Luffy, and straight up, don't give a flying flag, Nard King Luffy status. I mean, if a man hit Kaido, there's no way he's going to be scared of hitting some stupid warden. Like, my man hit Kaido. Like, he's not afraid of anybody at this point. He goes in, Hyogo tells him not to do it, but Savage Luffy says, who gives a flying flag, Nard, man? And he's about to hit, though. And the great thing about this is that Luffy still has the cuffs on. Like, Luffy does not give a flying flag to the extent that he is about to nail this man. I mean, just wax him, bop him, with the cuffs still on. And then we see Queen coming in to end off the chapter and send us off into a break, man. Queen greatness incoming. So now we're gonna have Queen and Luffy and their interactions. That's gonna be great. Seeing interaction between Queen and Luffy. You know, one of the head and commands of Kaido's crew coming into a one-on-one confrontation with the king. And now we're gonna see, because Luffy's still gonna have these cuffs on, so he's not gonna be able to use his Gomu Gomu no abilities. But man, dude, so many things. I mean, this batch of chapters was so good, man. And I love how going back to Stealth Black for a sec, I love how Oda gave us a little bit of a taste of Stealth Black and is saving the rest for Onigashima. Like, I'm all for that, man. I'm all for that, because that was one thing I was afraid of. I was like, man, now that he's bringing out Stealth Black now, I wonder what it is he has planned for later. But no, what he did was he revealed the form now, and he's going to show off more of the abilities later in Onigashima. That's my prediction when it comes to that. But that was some great stuff. I'm still wondering once again on the Big Mom amnesia plot, man. So many different possibilities, and same thing with the Kid plot, man. So many different possibilities there. And now Big Mom's heading here. Big Mom is heading here with no memories, and Queen and Luffy are about to have a confrontation here. It's just, man, so many things. God, and then Komurasaki and and Kyoshiro. I skimmed over that right here, but I want to talk about the funeral. Where they talk about the funeral? It is. I want to see where is it. I forgot what. Oh, here it is. It's number Sanji and Law are right here. The death of a beautiful woman is lost for the entire world, idiot. The funeral's tomorrow. So tomorrow, during that funeral, something's gonna go down. Because once again, Komurasaki to me is not dead. So in that funeral, something's gonna go down. Something's gonna go down in that funeral, man. Now, what goes down, I'm not sure, but it's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. So we'll see what Oda has planned for that. And that might be more of a push toward the climax of Act 2. Will be after that funeral. Unless the true climax of Act 2 and the true final chapter of Act 2 will be whenever we are starting to head off into Onigashima. There's so many different points that are just ready to pop off at any moment, where I'm just like, by God, man. It's like the tension is continues to raise and hits its climax in the stuff with Kyoshido and Komurasaki, but it still raises so many questions. And then the tension continues to rise in other different situations. But I'm super excited here, man, for the rest of Act 2 and Wano. So many different things that could happen. I'm looking forward to seeing how Oda handles the rest of this Komurasaki and Kyoshiro business. I want to know the truth between the two, man. I want to know the backstory between the Resolve and what it is their true intentions are, man. What are their intentions? I want to know. And then, of course, what's going to happen now here with Orochi? And how is he going to handle this entire situation from here on out? And then, of course, man, Big Mom heading to Udon, to Kaido Pellbound. And then, how are Big Mom's pirates gonna be involved into this now? They're gonna wait for Onigashima? You know? So many things. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. The future of Wano is bright, and I cannot wait to see where it goes from here on out, man. It's gonna be greatness, though, bro. It's gonna be 100% greatness. I just wonder where it is that Oda wants to take this, man. Like, that's what I want to know, because already in Act 2, we've already had so many of these moments where I'm just mind blown. Like, what? I thought he was saving this for then, but nah, man. Like, it just makes you wonder, like, what in the flying flag does this man have in store for Act 3, 4, 5? Like, God, man. I can't wait. But anyways, main thing, I'm predicting that at the next chapter will probably end up being the confrontation between Luffy and Queen, and possibly also the arrival of Big Mom, as well as possibly the true whereabouts of where Kid is at this point in time. We could be seeing all of that next chapter, but I look forward to talking about all that in a sort of like theory, discussing the future of Act 2 discussion stream that I want to have soon as a live Recon piece here on the channel, talking about what we expect to happen here very, very soon. I'm not sure if I want to hold that tomorrow or Saturday night, but I will let y'all know. I will let you know when I want to hold that stream a few hours in advance, so that we could talk about the greatness and the awesome sauce, and talk about future theories and discussions and what's going to go down here in the greatness of Wano Act 2. But thank you very much for anybody that has watched this far into the video. I really do appreciate it, man. And there was a lot of rambling involved, but that's what the Recon piece is for, man. The Recon piece is for rambling about the greatness and the awesome sauce of Oda's One Piece. And I've been loving Wano so much, man. Like, I can't even begin to explain how much I've been loving this arc. I mean, by the time it finishes, it truly will probably end up being one of my favorites, man. If not my favorite. I mean, if this continues to go this good, it might end up being my favorite arc in the series. And I'm super, super stoked to see where he takes all this stuff, man. But once again, shout out to Komurasaki and Kyoshiro, man. The entire chapter of that junk was so good. So good. I cannot wait to see how that gets animated, and to what song I'm going to choose for her song that's playing at the beginning of 932. But I'll see y'all next time, man. One Piece greatness. So many things to discuss, so many things to talk about. So it's a good thing that Oda went on break, because it gives us an opportunity to process and discuss all this stuff. And I'll let y'all know when that stream is happening, so that we can talk about some greatness, man. I'll see y'all next time. Get some theories ready so we can discuss them in that stream, man. Have a good day.